Hey guys, it's Maddie, and today we have episode number 26 of 10 Things You Didn't Know About. In today's video, we will be moving through the most interesting facts you might not have known about the marvelous Marmon Trucks. But before we get started, this video was made possible by our online Chrome shop, jaxchromeshop.com. Be sure to stop by the site and sweep through our selection of sales, including 10% off bumpers, visors, stacks, and so much more. And remember, folks, if your rig don't shine, you don't know jack. Number 1. Maybe one of America's most historic automobiles of all time was made by none other than Marmon Motors, with the Model 32 in 1908. The fan favorite Model 32 was made even more famous 3 years later in 1911, when 2 additional cylinders were added, and former dentist turned race car driver Ray Harroun led the legendary Wasp to victory by winning the first ever Indianapolis 500. Although originally dubbed the Yellow Jacket by the media, the nickname was later whittled down to the Wasp, which was adorned with a brilliant black and yellow paint scheme, as well as the world's first rear-view mirror ever featured on a vehicle. Number 2. Speaking of historic racer Ray Harroun, in addition to all his incredible accomplishments surrounding the Wasp, including the introduction of his incredibly innovative above-mentioned rear-view mirror model, eliminating the need for the extra weight of a mechanic to ride along with the driver to warn of oncoming cars. Ray also introduced a few other industry firsts, including the first single-seater monoposto design to ever be manufactured, which also made its debut on the Marmon Model 32 Wasp. Ray is also credited as building the first bumper ever for an automobile. Number 3. Continuing on the wonder that is the Wasp, although the car could go far faster than 75 miles per hour, race car driver Ray Harroun had calculated that speeds soaring above 80 miles per hour took a disastrous toll on the tires. For this reason, Harroun held off on speed and instead carefully timed out his tire changes, totaling only 4 pit stops as opposed to the 14 plus taken by other teams, as they tore around the tracks at top speed. Number 4. Fast forwarding a few years to the era of the Great Depression and the launch of Marmon's luxurious 16 model in 1931, despite the debut of their darling V16 design, the drastic economic downturn saw sales fall sharply for Marmon Motors. In order to keep their brand and business booming, Marmon Motor Car Company teamed together with an ex-military engineer named marmon-herrington, who helped create the new company called marmon-herrington and design all-new, all-wheel drive vehicles, which would quickly become the company's calling. These trucks took Marmon back to the top and successfully sealed the deal with the US military to start making their new models. Number 5. Construction of the above-mentioned military models mainly utilized parts produced by other manufacturers, focusing almost fully on Ford's light-duty line. These all-wheel drive conversions were created by the company and subsequently sold to both the US as well as several foreign governments, with the most major models made being the massive M22 tank, the Marmon-Herrington armored car, and the most massive Marmon model ever built for oil pipe construction in Iraq. Number 6. Skipping ahead to the dawn of the 60s decade, the Marmon brand made major moves in the industry in 1963, as they opened up operations in Garland, Texas, and took on a new name as the Marmon Motor Company. This took the trucks from their first major Marmon-Herrington manufacturing facility in Indianapolis, Indiana, approximately 1 hour away from our home here at Jax Chrome, which had previously been the old Duesenberg assembly plant prior, up until 1937. However, due to several setbacks in the selling process, Marmon Motor Company didn't begin manufacturing new makes and models until the following decade in 1973, when they came out with their classic couple of cabover and conventional configured trucks. Number 7. After a somewhat slow start, Marmon's rare breed rigs really ramped up in the early 80s, when the company came out with their classic cabover and conventionals in 1981. These Marmons were made in two main model series, F for fleet owners and P for premium owner-operators, with the latter launched as a more lavish, luxurious option that included improvements to the interior and stylish paint schemes. Perhaps the most popular of these Marmon models were from the premium line, with the classic 110P cabover and the 57P conventional. In fact, it was primarily the launch of these low-production premium models that led Marmons to be referred to as the Rolls-Royce of big rigs, largely due to their history of handmade, hand-tooled, one-of-a-kind trucks. Number 8. A little later on came the launch of the lightweight 57L, adapted as the all-new, affordable, aerodynamically advanced option. These sleek semi-tractors saw a slightly slanted hood and a lighter weight, which only added to its aerodynamic abilities. In February of 1997, the last Marmon truck to roll off the assembly line in Garland, Texas, was none other than a 57L Aero truck. This 250-inch wheel-based big rig was bought by a couple on February 5th of that same year, who have held on to the historic Marmon model to this day. Number 9. Speaking of the above-mentioned 57L model, after its introduction, sales started to shrivel up, largely due to a soft market and small dealer networks that couldn't compete with the more major manufacturers. In fact, these dramatic drops in sales saw the integration of International Harvester into Marmon's manufacturing facility, who stepped in to lease 2 of the 3 operating assembly lines and would eventually evolve many of Marmon's models into their Navstar Paystar division. Number 10. The legendary Marmon lineup has lasted many years and has seen several company changes, including many mergers. After the main merging into the Marmon-Herrington Company, the business blossomed and began attracting the attention of prominent people such as the Pritzker family, who bought and then subsequently sold all of the assets to Space Corporation. In 1997, Space Corp leased out their last assembly line, effectively selling out of the company completely and closing their doors down forever. This was largely the last we had heard from the marvelous Marmon brand, up until about 10 years later in 2007, when billionaire Warren Buffett bought the historic Marmon Holdings under his biggest brand, Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated. Today, Marmon remains a separate entity under the Berkshire Hathaway umbrella, making more than $8 billion a year with its more than 400 manufacturing, distributing, and service facilities worldwide. Thank you so much for watching our 10 things you didn't know about Marmon Trucks. Before you leave, make sure you like the video, check out the other videos on our channel, and subscribe. We have finally reached our goal of 25K subscribers, so thank you all so much for your support for the show. Next stop, 50K. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything else you'd like to talk to us about, please be sure to tune into our live podcast, The Chrome Corner, Wednesdays at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time, and join Maddie and Dave as they answer viewers' questions and discuss all things Chrome. If you'd like to stay up to date with the new projects we have coming, please follow us at Jack's Chrome Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be sure to buy your big rig the best chrome for your home with some sweet stainless sales on our website at jackschromeshop.com. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next week, and remember guys, if your rig don't shine, you don't know Jack.